Hi, welcome to OnSide SA. Very good. We're starting off as we always do, is to look at the last one standing. We'll speak to our Fulham studio where we speak to Stevie B, the pundit. But let's quickly talk about them. The first one, 22 went through.
Yeah, Paul, guys getting good. They're limited with their picks and they're all on the same side and they're winning. So the guys continue.
Well, it'll be much tougher this week. I'll look at the fixtures. And then there's still 3 ladies. Fantastic.
Ladies are doing well, Paul.
22 left, 3 ladies. Linda Potts, Dora Roussos, and Ancilla Jackson. Well done to them, Budge. 2 internationals, we'd right. Micah Bood's still in there. And Walter Luthi. It was in Switzerland.
Yeah, Micah Bood, be careful, Paul.
Yeah. Locals, Ray Lovett, Beto Quintas, Craig Faree, Shane Botha, Dave O'Connor, Blaine Hamilton, Jeff Scrooby, Gary Green, Mark Fullion, Rowan Moodley, Phil Shivers, Cam Smunsamy,
yeah.
Chris Cerrito. Tote favourite.
Paul, they still keep rolling on.
Logan Pillay and Grant Fraser.
Both got 2 picks.
Well done, guys. You've got 2 picks. Now the big one, the new one that started.
Paul, yeah. Numbers at the bottom there, Paul.
883, of which 685 went through.
Yeah.
Chelsea took 436
it was the right team, Paul, yeah.
Wet Spam took 95 through. It'll be difficult this week again. As I said, it's not easy. And the losers, Arsenal took 113.
Yeah.
Palace 42. Tottenham, as usual, they take people out. They took 6, Man United took 5. So, pick of the round, Budge. Brentford.
Well, Brentford, Paul, they were 2-1. So it was the best, but.
Tubbs Riddell.
Yeah.
Sonny Bill du Toit. John Finlayson.
Yeah.
And Stanton Govender.
Yeah, he works for Dudley Cherry.
Okay. Danton from Stanton,
yeah.
Performance of the round?
Yeah, as our former winner, Brett Galley. Yeah, Brett and I went to the Liverpool-Man City game with Willie Miller. He had 4 picks, Paul, 4 different teams. A lot of guys had 100%, Paul, but they had 3. So got to give Brett tip of the cap to Brett. So there's no games this week, guys.
So we go straight on. Let's get Steve. Steve, you're about?
I'm here, and I'm pleased to say I didn't go out in the first round. So I'm still in it.
Common stuff.
What are you listening to, Micah Bood now, or?
At least you're still in.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, Steve, International weekend. We'll bring the fixtures up. It kicks off. Well, there are games tonight, but obviously we're not going to put the odds. But unfortunately, there's other games that look like mismatches. So trying to find bets for them isn't the easiest. But anyway, we'll continue. For the show, we start off on Friday, Steve, in Luxembourg, Germany. I can't believe Germany aren't clear in their group.
Well, they lost that, early on to Slovakia.
Yeah.
So they're level on points with Slovakia. I think they will win the group and they'll win comfortably in Luxembourg.
Yeah.
But it's not been plain sailing for them.
Yeah, well, they play Slovakia on, I think it's Tuesday, League Group Decider. So you got to fancy Germany. I had a look at all the bets. The only thing, I don't see Luxembourg scoring, and everything to 0 was 4-5 to 10. So I'm going to chance Germany to win both halves at a shade under 8 to 10. Steve, I'm interested. I'll be watching this if it's on Slovakia, Northern Ireland. I like the Lafferty team, Carl, Northern Ireland. I think they've got a chance of putting an upset. Do you agree?
Well, this would be a tough game for them. Slovakia beat Germany, so at home they're pretty strong. I'd be, again, if they win Ireland, they've got a great chance of getting into the playoffs. But for me, I think Slovakia will start as favourites.
Yeah, they do. I've got 11 to 10 both teams to score. I like this Northern Ireland team. I think Conor Bradley, if he plays in the middle of the park, always have a few rand on him to score. Liverpool boy. He's a good player, midfield player.
Good player.
So Slovakia too, great result against Germany at home. But I think the Germans had 1 hour on something else, but totally agree. Slovakia even money favourites, but I think there could be an upset. Poland, the Netherlands, that's a big game on Friday. The Poles are 3 points behind the Netherlands, obviously second and first, but I fancy the Netherlands here. I think the Poles will come out, and the Dutch aren't a bad side, Steve.
No, they've scored a lot of goals in the group, the Netherlands, and I'd be surprised if they don't win this. And even a draw is enough really for them. So for me, I'm going sort of draw or away win.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to chance the Dutch, especially at that price. Gibraltar 12 to 1 at home against Montenegro. 2 struggling teams, Steve. Which way are you siding?
Gibraltar have certainly been have been sort of game in some of their matches in recent years, but you think Montenegro, who not having a great tournament, but should be too strong. So I fancy Montenegro to win, but I don't think it'll be by many.
Yeah, definitely not one of the games worth having a bet on. But Steve, Croatia need a point to go through. You know, I had a bit of a dip here. I went Croatia to win and both teams to score. I think this will be 2-3-0 up, and they'll take the foot off the pedal. And the Faroe Islands, they've improved the Faroe Islands. They're third in the group. I know they've got no chance of causing an upset, but I think they'll score, Steve. Do you agree with me?
No. Not necessarily. I'm not sure they travel very well, but Croatia's certainly going to win. Yeah. But I think you're right. If they're sort of 2 or 3 up comfortably at half time, then Faroe Islands may get one back. But you know, you can't bet against Croatia. I think they'll get the points they need and go through. Yeah,
I just thought 5-2 Croatia to win and both teams to score was the right bet, and I'd rather do my money at 5-2 than 4-10. On to our second page, and the first game up, Kazakhstan, Belgium. Belgium need I think it's a draw to go through, or if they get the 3 points, they qualify automatically. But that pitch in Kazakhstan, I think it's an artificial pitch, Steve, because of the weather. But 1-6, that's a bit short, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. They've not been overly convincing, Belgium in this group, but I think they'll do enough to win. But as you say, it won't be easy for them, and it's probably pretty cold out there at the moment. So for me, Belgium to win, but not by many.
Yeah, they win and they qualify. This is another game. I think there'll be a couple up, and Kazakhstan will score. So that's my suggestion. But Belgium to win, both teams to score. Georgia, Spain. I fancied Georgia to get on the score sheet last time, where they got absolutely pasting. Spain, to me, Steve, I think they're the best team in the world at the moment, and I think they won't have too much hassles going into Georgia and getting another good result.
No, I think you're right. I think this should be a comfortable away win for Spain. You know, whether or not they'll take the foot off the gas, because it's been plain sailing for them. But I think you're right. I think they'll win by 2 or 3.
Yeah, they've also got Turkey, and what could be the decider on, I think it's Monday. So I expect them to comfortably win. Now, talking of Turkey, at home against Bulgaria, another comfortable home win?
Yeah, it should be. Bulgaria have been fairly poor in
recent seasons,
and in this group they're not doing well. So for me, good clear win for Turkey.
Yeah, another team that should get the result, Austria, Steve. But can Cyprus score?
They can do. Cyprus not a bad side, but Austria will be far too strong for them, and I think they have to win. So for me, I think it will be Austria by a few.
Yeah, I totally agree with that game. And Liechtenstein versus Wales. You know, big game for Wales, because it's going to go to goal difference, that group. Need a few points, 1-50, Steve. No chance of an upset, surely?
No, not at all. But Wales don't normally put teams to the sword easily, so I think they'll win. But as you say, they may need to score a hatful. I think they'll win, but they may only win by 2 or 3.
Yeah, I've got to agree. The later games, I think there's some crackers, and the first one up is Slovenia hosting Kosovo. Now, I'm one of those guys that love to have a dip at red cards. I got unlucky with in the Premiership, but I got lucky with the French game, and I think this is tailor-made. You know, Slovenia have to win to close the gap on Kosovo, and we know what Kosovo, the fans cause trouble wherever they go, and rather than taking 8-10 Slovenia, Steve, I think it's 5-2 a red card. So that's my play in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Slovenia obviously starts as favourites, but this will be, compared to some of the others, this will be a fairly tight game.
Yeah, the only thing with Slovenia, Sesko, I don't think's playing. He's their main man up front. So he cried foul against Spurs, but I'm siding on bookings when they do come out with the red cards. That's my play. Switzerland, Sweden. Speaking to my man yesterday, Peter Boertes, he's living in Sweden, and Steve Potter, Graham Potter's taken over at Sweden. Yeah. And they still...
Yeah, I mean, they've had a shocking group. 1 point, rock bottom. Switzerland can wrap it up, win tonight, and far too strong. Sweden, very disappointing. Obviously, you know, when you look at the players they did have available, but I'm not sure. I mean, Isak, obviously, I don't think is available, but they've got Gokares. Yeah. But I'd be really surprised if Switzerland don't close the group out and win tonight.
Yeah, I think comfortable home victory. Next game, Steve. What's the previous encounter at Hampden Park? Greece, Scotland, which way are you siding?
Yeah, well, Scotland, it's between, they can win the group, or certainly they're in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
But Greece have been very disappointing. They've only got 3 points, 7 points behind Scotland. This is a huge game, because if Scotland get a result, they really put pressure on Denmark. But I've got a feeling Greece might just hold them, and I think that will probably mean that Scotland will finish in the playoffs.
Yeah, Steve, I watched the previous game. Greece destroyed them. They just couldn't score. And how they got the third goal was the keeper got clever. They won 3-1. It's the biggest travesty I've seen in an international game for years. I don't fancy Scotland one bit here, but the only problem with the Greeks is they've got nothing to play for. The Scots will try and sit tight, because Scotland played Denmark. I think it's on Tuesday, and if they get beat here, I think that's Scotland almost under severe pressure, Steve, because their goal difference is far worse than Denmark.
They've got to win.
So they've got to get at least a point here to make them going back to Hampden Park. And if they beat Denmark, they qualify automatically. But I don't think they're going to win this, Steve.
If they beat Switzerland, they qualify automatically?
No, Greece, no, not Switzerland. Greece, if Scotland beat Denmark.
But what about if Scotland beat...
If Scotland beat Greece, now they're on the same points as Denmark.
Okay.
So that goes to the last game. And talking about Denmark, Steve, surely they're going to put Belarus to the sword?
Yeah, you'd expect them to win and win comfortably.
Yeah, I totally agree there. I looked at all the markets there. They've just shaved everything. Even the players, even Hoyland's odds on to score. That's how desperate the market is.
Yeah.
And the last game, I think, is one of the better games on Saturday, Steve. Betting-wise, especially Bosnia-Herzegovina against the Romania
16
team.
to 10
that if they win, they go joint top or joint second with Bosnia. Can you see them doing it?
They could do. I mean, this is one of the few what I consider to be really sort of competitive games.
Yeah.
So I think Bosnia can certainly hold Romania. So that might not be enough for Romania, but it should be quite a good game. It probably won't be on TV here, but it'll be interesting to see how that one goes.
Yeah, I took a different opinion on this game. I went over 9.5 corners at 12 to 10. I think both teams have got to go for it. It's pointless sitting back, especially Romania. So that's the way. It could go either way, so I'm chancing corners there. There's no English Premiership or Championship, but we have 5 League One games that are in all our pools. And the first game up is Burton Albion versus Blackpool, Steve. I fancy the away team. They've won their last couple, new manager. Burton Albion, I know they're not having the best of runs, but at home, they've only won 1 of the last 5. I'm looking for the upset here, Steve. Are you with me?
Actually, I am. They've got, as you say, new manager Ian Evatt, who played many years at Blackpool, and he's obviously put a bit of spring in their step. And as you say, they've won a couple. So for me, I think those odds, there's quite a bit of value there in Blackpool.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals, but I'm siding with Blackpool. Leyton Orient at home against Exeter, Steve. I thought Leyton Orient,
19th.
I think they got beaten in the playoffs last year. I'm sure they got
yes,
towards.
They did. They've had in the final.
Yeah, they've had a terrible start, but this is a great opportunity to get back to winning ways. Will they?
Yeah, I think they should be favourites. They've been up and down this season, but I think they should be favourites to win this one.
Yeah, they've won their last 2 at home, but Exeter City, you just never know. Lincoln City against Doncaster Rovers. Can't believe Lincoln City are even money here, Steve, on league position.
Why?
Yeah, I think so. Lincoln are having a decent season, and at home they're fairly strong. So I think those are decent odds.
Yeah, geez, I couldn't believe it. They haven't won in the last 3, Lincoln City, but Doncaster Rovers have been woeful this year. So it should be Lincoln City all day. And Luton Town, they just seem to have turned it round, Steve. Won the last 2 league games, and I think they'll be too good for a Rotherham team that aren't in bad form.
I think you're right. They had a big win last week, Luton. Stockport were top of the table. Luton up there and won 3-0. So for me, I think Luton should be favourites for this one.
Now, you get those teams relegated from the Premiership in the Championship. They've kept they've still got lots of money. They've got a decent squad, and I think Tom Cleverley, who's there, I think you'll get him right, Steve. I think there's some team. This is the team you've got to stay on side for every week. I think it's just worked well backing them. So that's what I'm going to start doing, and starts this weekend. And last but not least, Port Vale Wickham, Steve. Which way are you going?
Yeah, this should be a fairly close game. Wickham have just sort of picked up a little bit recently, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if maybe the away side could get something. Yeah,
I think there'll be goals in this. Port Vale, I can't believe they're second bottom. You know, Wickham unbeaten in 5, so they both have a go. I didn't know which way to go, so I took over 2.5 goals at 12-10. That's my suggestion. Stephen, a disappointing fixture list. Your best bet and value bet, which way are you going?
Yeah, I think I'm going to steer away from the internationals, so I haven't got a lot to choose from. My best bet, I'll go for Lincoln City. I just think it should be, it's not quite a derby, but there's not many miles between them, so I think big local game, I fancy Lincoln. And you mentioned it, my value bet, I'm going to go for Blackpool. I think they've got a good opportunity to get an away win.
Yeah, I just looked at my best bet. I don't really follow much of the lower leagues in England. There's a game on Sunday. Hungary have to beat the Republic of Ireland to finish in second spot. They were 8-10. I've watched the Republic of Ireland. They're woeful. Yeah. So that's my suggestion. I'm going to have a few doubles with Hungary. But international week, Steve, both not for us, but it's on the box, so we got to follow it. So let's hope we can make the punters a few pound.
Steve, don't forget Friday, 21st. Party
absolutely.
Party at the Palace.
We'll have the apples and raspberries ready for the crumble.
And just bring a doggy bag so Paul can plastic container for me, Steve.
All right, Stevie, all the best.
Thanks, Steve. Speak over the weekend.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. CAF World Cup.
Oh,
playoffs.
Paul, 2 games on tonight, Paul. These games are being held in Morocco and Rabat. So the final's on Sunday, so neutral venue. And one's at 1800. I'll be watching them both, Steve. Nigeria, Gabon. When you have a look at the players that are playing here,
Nigeria have to win.
I say, man, they should win, Paul, but they're just defensively on the team they used to be. You know, Gabon, they've got Aubameyang and they've got one or two others, but Nigeria should be.
Who did Nigeria beat?
Well, Nigeria were in our group, remember?
Yeah, who did they beat? They beat someone
they murdered somebody, Benin, and they beat Rwanda.
Yeah, Benin.
Paul, you look at the players, they've got Lukman, they've got Bassi from Fulham, Iwobi. It's a who's who, but they've had managerial problems, and they should beat Gabon. They've only got Aubameyang, who's now at Marseille.
Is Cameroon and the Congo
Cameroon will be
neutral,
a big game.
Neutral?
Yeah, they're both in Morocco, Paul. And the finals on Sunday in Morocco.
Both in Morocco?
Yeah, they had to find a neutral
stadium?
No, different stadiums.
Yeah. 3 hours,
Yeah, both in Rabat. I fancy Cameroon, Paul. You look at the players. I know Onana's there. They've got Brian and Mbeumo, but the DRC aren't the worst of sides, Paul.
Does Brian and Mbeumo play for Cameroon?
Yeah, so big games, Paul.
Okay,
just hope you don't get injured. So I'm going to back Cameroon, Paul.
Okay. Lovely, Buds. That's the local soccer. Let's talk about your selections.
Yeah, Paul, we'll go on to our soccer exotics for the weekend. And first came up, interestingly enough, is a women's game. Man City versus Man United. I watched Man United play PSG last night. The goal they scored was world class. They ended up winning 2-1. But Man City, by all reports, are the best side in England. So I'm going to go Man City win and draw against Man United. I'm going Bristol Rovers win and draw against Accrington Stanley, and another away club, Barnet, to avoid defeat at Cambridge United. Going for Grimsby Town win and draw at home against Chesterfield. Chancing MK Dons to beat Salford City, and going for Crewe Alexandra, the Railwaymen, win and draw at Oldham Athletic 192. On to our second soccer six. I'm going Bosnia-Herzegovina to beat Romania. Going Greece, win and draw against Scotland. The field in the Slovenia-Kosovo fixture. Going for Switzerland to beat Sweden. The field in the USA versus Paraguay. Clash in Uruguay to avoid defeat against Mexico. 2-1-6. On to the soccer 10, I'm going Man City women win and draw against Man United.
Women.
Yep. Bristol Rovers win and draw against Accrington Stanley, and Barnet win and draw at Cambridge United. Chancing Swindon Town to be too good for Fleetwood Town away from home, and Grimsby Town win and draw against Chesterfield. On to our second page, going MK Dons win and draw against Salford City. Crewe Alexandra to avoid defeat against Oldham Athletic. Shrewsbury Town to be too good at home for Newport County. Tranmere Rovers win and draw at home against Cheltenham Town, and Walsall to beat Colchester United 256. There was no soccer 13 out because obviously with the internationals they're battling for games, so that'll more than likely come out because they'll Budgie's best bets. Paul, been on a bit of a roll lately, so let's hope it continues. I'm going Croatia to beat the Faroe Islands and both teams to score. That's my key, 5-2. Yeah, I'm going Germany to win both halves against Luxembourg and both teams to score in the Slovakia Northern Ireland game, 2,400 to 200. 200. On to Saturday, I'm going over 2.5 goals, both teams to score no. I think in the Cyprus versus Austria game, Austria desperate, got to get a result. Yeah, they'll score 3. It's just so they can keep a clean sheet. Belgium to beat Kazakhstan and both teams to score. And over 9.5 total corners in the Bosnia-Herzegovina and Romania match.
Should be a battle, but
that'll be a battle, Paul. 3,700 to 200. My team goals, on to have another game. This is a home and away Spain to score. So this is a team goals, my apology. I'm going Spain to score over 2.5 goals. I'm going Bosnia, Herzegovina, Northern Ireland to score over 1.5 goals. 2,800 to 200. So a bet that I do in England, Paul, I've started doing it in South Africa. It's either team home or away to win and both teams to score. So it has to be a winner and both teams must score.
Oh, no draws.
No draw, yeah. So I'm going Georgia, Spain, Greece, Scotland, and Switzerland, Sweden, 3,200 to 200. No, it's not easy,
Paul. Not an easy bet.
Not an easy bet, yeah. On to Saturday, League One. I'm going Blackpool to win or draw, and both teams to score against Burton Albion. I'm going Luton Town to beat Rotherham, and both teams to score. And then over 2.5 total goals in the Port Vale versus Wickham fixture. 3,400 to 200. My Collis King, 6 on Exa. I'm going the Netherlands to beat Poland, Austria to beat Cyprus, Spain to beat Georgia, Luton Town to beat Rotherham, Hungary to beat the Republic of Ireland on Sunday, and the big one is Italy to beat Norway on Sunday. 2,500 to 200. Reason being, I've gone Italy. Norway win tonight. They've won the group.
Yeah,
so they play Italy on Sunday, so they'll rest all the big boys, in my opinion. So that's the game I'm chancing.
That's so true. But, well, just looking at that, there is no last one standing this weekend. You've heard us talk about the fixtures. It starts again next week.
Next weekend, Paul, next Saturday.
Okay, till next time, stay on side.